Welcome back to Seven Nubis Farms, and we got, as usual, tons of stuff going on around here. Um, Today I'm over here just kind of introducing just this latest round of garden and field work that we've been doing. It's been um, pretty amazing the amount of things that we've actually been able to get done, and we would like to share that with you guys. And so we're going to do a little bit more of that today. Glad everybody's back. Welcome back. I hope everybody had a good week. So yeah, I'm just gonna move some water here. Not exactly super exciting, but I do like to walk through the orchard area. This is the Seven Anubis fledgling orchard we've got going here. Everybody seems to be doing pretty well. Um, we added another row of trees, so of course when you're adding, you're gonna have to do a little bit of water, so we're going to put in a whole another half-inch water line on this, and then I won't have to really move it. Not a big deal, but we'll save some time down the road. So all I got to do is just walk down here. But Northeast Colorado, things have been going pretty well here. Farmers market season is upon us. Things here in the north, at least here in Colorado, North Colorado, are a little later than some of you folks that live down south, maybe here in America. Just because of the season, right? You guys get a big jump on things. So farmers markets are just now getting started. I'm pretty excited. We have a guy, a professional chef out of Fort Morgan, who's going to be featuring duck legs, a recipe, and I don't know what the recipe is yet. But he's going to make some fancy thing with duck legs that he's gonna us. So yeah, two rows. So it'd be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 14, 16, 18. There's about 24. So at the very end of here, and so now we'll go on to doing some other stuff, and we'll show you more of what we've been doing. But welcome back. We're excited to have you here, and thank you for your patronage and coming to see us. We really enjoyed doing this, and we're glad you're here for the ride. So one of the things I got done in the last couple of days was, well, not just me, Shauna and I, got this whole 13 acres cut. Right, so we mowed this whole thing so that we can, well, for several reasons. One, just to kind of get it, we had a lot of weeds last year, so we're cutting those down. Two, so that we can kind of get a better lay of exactly where we have weak spot in our pasture, so that we can focus on those areas a little bit more, maybe with some fertilizer. The area that I'm showing you right now in particular, it looks a little dry, and that's just because of the grass cuttings from yesterday afternoon being on there. But there's some, bald patches in there. When I say a bald patch, I'd say less than the size of a trash can lid. I mean,
I can tell we're going to be good friends. We've got that unspoken bond that all bald guys have.
I thought he'd never leave.
Oh, did you guys just do the thing?
10 inches in diameter, but it needs some work, right? It could use some replanting. I don't think I'm gonna till it. I'll just replant it, right? But as I pan down here, you can see, well, obviously that far corner is where we've already planted some stuff. I did not mow that. That has a fair amount of mustard in it as well. The pigs really don't like that, but it is a good plant for in terms of like regenerating your soil. So, but you can see everything else all the way down, completely mowed. And now we'll get in there and get some planting. I'll get a couple more shots so you guys can kind of see what I mean. We have a little area over here just on the other side of that little hill that's already been planted as well. And we're seeing some growth of the new ryegrass that we put in. I'm seeing some we think is triticale. It's a little early to tell. The stuff's only about 6-8 inches tall, right? So haven't seen any of the yellow field peas growing in yet. No worries there, I guess. We'll keep an eye on that and see how they do. But I do have an area down the fence line down this way where I did till in a strip where we're going to put in some sunflowers, and hopefully I can get to that today maybe too. I'd like to get those planted. Today I also want to get our potatoes in if I can. We got in all the green beans. I'll show you guys that, but I still need to do some tractor work to mound up some mounds for, for potatoes. We're going to try to do mounds this year as opposed to doing ditches. I think I have just as much success either way. Nothing like making potato mounds. The mounds are easier to create with the tractor, and I don't have to do a ton of digging, so that's super nice. Anyway, just thought I'd give you guys a view of what this looks like now that it's all cleaned up. What we did mow already, you can see a color change in the green from this kind of dusty stuff with the grass clippings still on it, right? Surprisingly, actually, there's not a ton of weeds. Most of what we really have in here is kind of a prairie grass slash, there's some orchard grass in here. The professional big giant field over here, this guy trades off between corn and I think wheat or triticale, one of the two. I think it's wheat. And pretty sure. And some of that'll drift into our field when he's planting, believe it or not. That's the way the wind is out here. It is that strong sometimes. So we have a little wheat in there. I know there's some native ryegrass in there, but we put in 5 or 6 different kinds of stuff to basically the same kinds of plants, right? But something to boost up what, replace some of this kind of just dry prairie grass that doesn't do much. All right, so this is the second triangle paddock that we did, and this is like a test run place to see how well just doing basically scatter planting was, how effective that was going to be, and it seems to be pretty effective. Previous video you saw me planting this, and this is about 3 weeks later, and really what you're seeing a lot of is the perennial ryegrass, which has really came up. Now there's a little bit in other spots on this field, not where I planted, so some of this might be normal, but I really don't think so, because there was only one other small spot that had this perennial ryegrass right here. This will make a big nice addition to the sage and the variety of like prairie weeds that are out here. There's some crabgrass, prairie grass, whichever one you want to call it, right? Not super nutritious anyway, but this ryegrass should do really well. There's some triticale in here somewhere. Yellow field peas. I'm probably being impatient. Maybe they just haven't came up yet. But this is why we're going to be able to do what we do. So we're probably going to, now that we've got this whole thing cleared out, all the way around. Oh, there's our field dogs, hon. And now that we've got this all mowed in, this is the opposite side from where I was earlier. We can really start focusing on fixing this, the land, right? And so earlier I was mentioning like little bare spots up in that southwest corner, and it's stuff like this. Not real bad, but just enough where you know once we get some decent forage in here for the animals, they'll come through, eat what they want. We move them on, and away we go. Uh-oh, somebody found something, honey. What is it, guys? What is it, Odin?
What did you guys find?
He has got his nose in his hole. What's in there? All right, Freya, let's go. Come on, guys.
You guys are silly. You got
It's probably a chipmunk.
It probably is.
Yeah. I just hope it's not a snake, so that would suck.
That's kind of.
So let's go, nerds.
Come on.
Strangely enough, I don't know if this has anything to do with us planting out here, but we haven't got that much rain. But we do have some wild mushrooms growing out here, so maybe the soil conditions improving already a little bit. Like I said from the beginning, though, it's really not that terrible. You dig into this, and the soil's in decent shape. It just really needed some tender, loving care, basically, right? A little TLC, a little replant, and then it'll really take off once we move the animals through and probably reseed one more time, and then everything should be fairly regenerative from there. A lot of this will just reseed itself, and we'll always have feed for our animals that we can use and not have to buy feed from the mill. Okay, we're gonna plant our Royal Hybrid sunflower seeds we got from Johnny's. These were really fantastic seeds last year. They really made, I cut off 4 or 5 buckets worth of heads. I ate them all winter long. They really were great. They taste so much better than the 3 or 4 that you're usually used to at the store. But anyway, they're stupid easy. So all we did in preparation was came out here and we tilled this area up that you see, and it probably is about, I don't know, it's probably close to 100 feet. And that should be, so we're just gonna scatter them, right? So Shauna's just gonna chuck them onto the side, and I'm gonna drive along really slow, and she'll throw these on here, and then we'll just run them over, because this is super soft ground. We'll just run them over, and in the next rain, you'll be surprised, they'll just come on up. We'll have a whole big strip. Ready, babe?
Yep.
There we go.
Wait.
Okay, here we go. All right, now we're gonna plant them.
Well, yeah,
Sort of. just like
Regular
prairie grass.
prairie grass, yeah.
Some kind of fescue crop.
Yeah, that stuff over there is the perennial ryegrass.
Yeah,
It hasn't.
All right, so now we're over to the beans and peas. Showed you guys what I was doing with this in the previous video, but wanted to just quickly highlight this. Got everything in, everything's mulched, beds are all set. Now we're just gonna water. Quick update is the peas are coming up, so pretty exciting there. I've got a couple of weeds, but beans are coming up pretty strong in that third row, as you can see, and the second row was about a week after, so I'm not sure what's going on. I thought I would have had some more beans in the second row by now. You know how beans are, they're kind of weird, but doesn't hurt to plant some more. I usually kind of succession plant peas and beans anyway, until I'm pretty satisfied with the amount of growth that's coming in. So anyway, everything's kind of starting. Wanted to show off our red bush here. Looks fantastic. I got all the weeds pulled pretty much anyway. Mulched, kind of stirred up and remulched it, and the pretty flowers on this are just sharp. And I'm not sure if you can really see it on cam, but the flowers are kind of yellow. They're just really pretty. Gorgeous bush. It's doing really well. Probably could use a little bit of pruning on this backside. I should just go ahead and do it. But pretty decent growth. The bamboo doing fantastic. Got it all straightened out as well. The growth on it is really good. So I'm very pleased that the bamboo is growing well, survived the nasty Colorado winter, and is flourishing. All this on the side over here is brand new growth, as it's growing underground. The rhizomes underground are spreading, so it's all very positive indicators of healthy bamboo growth. Really pleased about that. Ooh, missed a spot when I was doing weeding. Quick shot of the pond. Algae is under control. Really pleased about that. Got our buddy the goose here. Let's go in and see what he's doing. I think he's having a bath. How you doing, buddy? You gonna hiss at me? Yeah, probably. Ever since we had our processing day for the ducks, we're down to mostly females here, so I would say that things have been calmer, which is good. Give the girls a break. They were really getting beat up. The ratio was just way off. We had, I think, 10 drakes, and they were just wearing these poor little girls out. So chasing them around, you know, and it just was just not the right ratio. That's all there is to it. So everybody out here is fairly young still. These guys are all probably about 4 months old, maybe, somewhere in there. But it's nice to have the water mostly under control. Things are looking pretty decent. Nice habitat for the ducks and the geese. Don't you think so, huh, buddy?